Good morning, guys. So, quickly open the slide. All right. So, for anyone, is this a first session?
Hi, Avinash. This is Ravi. Yeah, this is my first session.
Okay. So, all right. Let me quickly introduce myself, guys. So, my name is Avinash. So, I'm working as a lead consultant for cloud infrastructure, and I have 9 years of experience. Out of that, from last by this 24th, it's going to be 7 years on Amazon Web Services. Remaining 2 years, I'm into support side, like a Windows and VMware. And here is my LinkedIn profile. If you want to get in touch with me, so you can follow this LinkedIn profile. Right. Um, so actually, we are not going to start with the AWS directly. So we are going to start discussing about cloud computing. So then we are going to discuss what exactly Amazon Web Services and all. So, the comparison between multiple cloud platforms and how to create our AWS account and all. So those all things. So once we complete this discussing about cloud computing, we will go through that AWS things. Right. So we had a demo session yesterday. So in that demo session, we discussed what exactly cloud computing is and what are the advantages of cloud computing. So quickly, I'm going to recap that. So cloud computing means, so basically we are going to have computing resources. Computing resource like a server, storage, network, application, services, database, like these all resources we are going to get from the service provider. So in our case, the service provider is Amazon Web Services. So we have many cloud computing service providers are there. AWS from Amazon, so Azure from Microsoft, GCP Google Cloud Computing Platform from Google, Alibaba Cloud from Alibaba Network, and we have Oracle Cloud, VirtuStream, Rackspace, Fujitsu. So we have many cloud computing service providers we have. So what they are going to provide? See, for example, if you go for Taj Hotel, so they have chains of hotel, right? So their main business is hospitality. Most of the cities they have their hotels. Whenever you go to that city, you will go to that hotel. You will use all their resources. Then you, whenever you want to, you can vacate. In similar manner, so how exactly Taj is providing hospitality services. So these cloud computing service providers, this Amazon, Azure, they are providing cloud computing. So what we will get here? So we are going to get server, storage, network, application services, databases, and many additional services. Right. So these all services we can access based on our convenience on demandly whenever you want to access, wherever you want to access, we can. That is what ubiquitous means. So these all resources actually shared with it delivered with the shared mechanism. Shared mechanism means the underlying resource is going to share with multiple customers. So for example, they are going to take a very high configured resource. They will virtualize by using different options. So then they will deliver it. For example, virtualization. So you want to run multiple operating systems in your local laptop. So what you are going to do, you are going to install VirtualBox or VMware. Then, so first you are going to run this Windows 10. On top of that Windows 10, so then by installing this virtual application, so I can run this Ubuntu, I can run this CentOS, or I can run this Minikube. So multiple operating system, I can run it here, right? So the same hardware, whatever the configuration my laptop contains, that hardware can be shared to this Windows 10 operating system, as well as if I run this Ubuntu, it is going to share with this Ubuntu operating system also. So in this mechanism, both resources are using same hardware. So that mechanism we call it as a virtualization. Okay. So if some customer really don't want to go through that shared mechanism for security reasons, then we do have an option to go with the dedicated mechanism. In dedicated, underlying hardware will not share with any other customer. So, but it is going to cost us bit more compared to shared mechanism. So that is whatever these resources, if you want to get it in shared mechanism, you can get it. Otherwise, you can even get as a dedicated resource also. Okay. So that is these all resources. If you want to create these resources, you really no need to put much effort. You can easily create, you can easily delete. So that is what this definition of cloud computing is. It's a standard definition given by NIST, National Institute of Standard and Technology. And we have 5 advantages or essential characteristics, we call it as on-demand self-service. Whenever you logged into AWS portal, you're going to have n number of the services. What exactly service you required, you can pick that service, you can start using it, and you need to configure. It's a self-service management portal. And broad network access and high availability. So whatever the resource you are going to place here, so Amazon have network across the globe, so we can deliver the application via different mechanisms. Like we have a concept called regions, availability zones, edge locations. Basically, we will go in detail into that in our tomorrow session. So that we can use that entire infrastructure and we can deliver without any like a downtime and all. Resource pooling, as I mentioned, so the underlying resource is going to share with multiple customers and both are going to get charged. And rapid elasticity. So you can easily change the configuration. For example, you have a laptop, that laptop configuration, at moment it is 4 GB. So can we upgrade it to 8 GB? Okay, might be possible as it is 8 GB. Can we upgrade it to 16 GB, 32 GB? Can we install 1 TB RAM in your laptop? A big question mark, right? So it need the remaining hardware need to be supported. But in AWS, no hardware dependencies you need to worry about. So from a small server called 512 MB GB RAM, less than your phone configuration, 512 MB RAM and one CPU too, we can upgrade this configuration to 256, CPUs and 3 TB RAM capacity server. Of course, we do have 3 TB RAM capacity server. So from this configuration to this configuration also, we can upgrade. And from this configuration to this configuration, we can even downgrade. So to perform these operations, you really no need to worry about whether the hardware is compatible or not. Such type of things you no need to worry. We have rapid elasticity. So whatever the resource we are going to use, that resource is going to be measured. For example, you created a server, you ran that server for 5 minutes, that means 300 seconds, you deleted it. So you will get billed for that 300 seconds only. You no need to pay for all the resources, not even for 1 hour, no need to pay for one day and all. So what actually resource you are using, you need to pay. So as we created AWS account, we are not going to get charged for all the services. Out of all this, whatever the service we are going to use, for that service only we are going to get charged. So that is a measured service. So that's what we discussed in our previous session. Whoever missed the previous session, this is what, whoever joined late also, we covered now. And however, Naresh team is going to share you recorded session of that. So you can go through that recorded session whenever you have some time today. So that entire 1 hour session recorded you will get along with today's one. Both you will get. Okay. So now we are going to start discussing about Public cloud, the deployment models. So mainly we have, okay, some regular questions. Do we need any programming experience and all? I'll take you through this um, questions at end of the session. Right. So today we are going to discuss about deployment models and service models. So first one is public cloud. So when coming to this public cloud, basically it is open for everyone. So this public cloud, for example, you are using Gmail application. So that Gmail application actually comes under public cloud. Anyone can create an account with them, right? So in similar manner, AWS, Azure, GCP, they actually comes under public cloud computing mechanism. That means, okay, you want an AWS account. Yes, provide the required details. They will give you an AWS account. Start using it. They won't ask you what purpose you are using, why we are using, who are you. If you are a student, yes, they don't have an issue. If you are a working professional, non-governing body, whoever you are, they don't ask you. They will give you that account. So it's open for everyone. That is the first thing. Second factor is maintenance. Okay, so you created an AWS account and you're launching a server. So, but you observe that server is down, and recently Google is down. The Gmail service is down. So, in that case, did you perform any maintenance thing? Did you work to fix that issue? No, right? Even you, me, no one worked on that. Only Google team is going to work on that. So in similar manner, here in public cloud, whenever they are facing any issues, whenever they are facing any issues related to that operational issues, or like, technical issues or service down, or whatever issues it is, the service provider, cloud service provider, is going to take care. So we won't get any option to work on that issue. So service provider. So they will take care about that maintenance part. That is the first one. And second thing is a private cloud. So basically this public cloud, no, it runs somewhere else over the globe. It runs somewhere else over the globe. They don't disclose where exactly that location and all. Okay. When coming to this private cloud, unlike this public cloud, it is not open for everyone. It is designed to deliver the services for one organization. So it is designed to deliver the service to only one particular organization. So you can treat this as a public transport. For example, LRT metro or RTC bus. So anyone can use that resource. This is like your own car. So you can use and your family members can use. So whoever working for that particular organization, only they are allowed to use this private cloud. So it is not open for everyone. For example, HP. So do they have data centers? Of course they have data centers, but is it available for everyone? No, it is not available for everyone. It is not available for everyone. Whoever want access, so they must be member of that organization, only they can access it. So that is one simple example. And this private cloud, it might be on their on-premise location, or it might run somewhere else. Okay. So when coming to maintenance part, so this maintenance part here, if it is your own car, for example, something happened, you know how to fix it. So you can do that, or else in your family, someone know how to fix it. So you can, or else. So that organization may maintains a dedicated team for maintenances, Otherwise, they can simply give the contract to third-party organization. So that means, so you have a dedicated mechanic to fix the issues. Otherwise, you are going to give that contract, okay, so this is a 1 year contract I'm giving to you. Within this 1 year, whatever issues I'm facing, maintenance issues, you need to fix it. So you are going to give it to a third party organization, or you are going to recruit one team to fix that maintenance issues. So that is a private cloud. So if organization already have a data center, we can consider it as a private cloud also. Or you can contact these service providers and they will provide a dedicated resource to you. So in that case also we can call it as a private cloud. So but main thing is, whatever the resource we are going to get, whether any other organizational resource are running. So in AWS, if I select this mechanism, for example, I'm trying to launch a server. So EC2 is a service where we can create a server. So I need to choose the operating system. So then I need to choose the configuration. For example, okay, I need 2 CPUs and 4 GB RAM. Now, here we have an option tenancy. So by default, it is going with the shared tenancy. That means underlying hardware is going to share with another customer. Who is that another customer? Do you know him? No, we really don't know for what organization he belongs to, for what purpose he belongs to. We really don't know that. So of course you can go here and you can select this, but in this public cloud scenario, so your resource may be shared with another customers, but here we don't have such type of options. Whatever resource we are going to get, that is dedicatedly available for our organization. The data center or the computing resources, database, whatever resource you are going to take. So that is a private cloud. The third one is hybrid cloud. When coming to this hybrid cloud, it's a combination of one or more cloud computing platforms. So, so you already have some resources in on-premise. So in on-premise, you already have some resources. You really don't want to extend that. So then what you can do, you can extend the resources to AWS. So in this case, so this one we call it as a private cloud. On-premise one is nothing but private cloud, and AWS is nothing but a public cloud. So in this case, we call it as a hybrid cloud. Otherwise, so you have some resource in Azure. So that is a public cloud. And you want to run some resource in AWS. For example, so you observe the pricing. So the database pricing, MS SQL pricing is very, very low. Why? Because that is Microsoft owned one, right? So MS SQL pricing is very, very low in Azure. And so the server cost is less in AWS. So what you decided, okay, why can't we create a database here and why can't we run our web servers from here? Yeah, of course we can do that. So in that case, we are running our resources in multiple public cloud platforms. So in that case also we can call it as a hybrid cloud. Can we enable communication between these two? Of course we can do that. We can enable communication between these. Not only this, in place of Azure, if you want to give GCP, yes, you can even enable the communication. Now, here maintenance part, it depends. If it is a on-premise, this maintenance will come. If it is a public, this maintenance will come. So it depends on the combination. Either it is a public plus public or private plus private. So that we call it as a hybrid cloud, combination of multiple. And we have another one, but nowadays no one is using this. So it is a community cloud. It is a community cloud. You might get a doubt how we can enable communication between this on-premise to AWS. to enable communication, we have AWS Direct Connect and AWS Outpost and VPN connectivities. So you can use one of the service, then you can enable communication between your on-premise resources to AWS resources. So that is the connectivity option. So here in this scenario, no, we can launch VPNs. We have site-to-site VPNs and all. By using that, we can enable communication between these. All right. So when coming to community cloud, so as I mentioned, nowadays no organization is using this, but some organizations are doing business with this. So group of organization, they build infra. Infra is nothing but data centers, guys. So here we are going to get all the data centers from AWS, and you don't need to worry about the data center maintenance. In private cloud, the data center maintenance, your organization may take care. Otherwise, like, organizations like entity data and all, they will deliver that. They will perform that maintenance and all. Hybrid cloud. So both parties or or AWS and GCP, that is a maintenance. But here, so group of organization, they build infra together and they use infra. They only use infra. So the data center is built by group of organization. Why group of organization? For example, so you need a data center, but you really don't have enough money to build that. So what you are going to do, in similar requirement, couple of organizations have. So what you four guys are going to do, you are going to group together, you are going to raise that funds, then you are going to build that. Only that four organizations or five organizations is going to use that resources. Okay, for example, SR Nagar community is there. So community hall is there, swimming pool is there. So is that community hall open for everyone? Can anyone go and do the function there? Or can anyone go and use that swimming pool? No, right? Whoever part of that particular community, only they can use that resources. So in similar manner, in community cloud, whoever part of that community, whoever part of that, who raised that fund or who is taking care about the maintenance and all, only they are allowed to use that infrastructure. So here, when coming to maintenance, one of the organization from the community, or else everyone can give it. So one of the organization from community, or else they can simply give it to third party organization. So whatever the group of organization here, so one organization ready to take, okay, I'm going to take care about the maintenance part and all. So every month you need to pay some amount, or you need to reduce this amount from the monthly bill. Otherwise, instead of that, okay, why we need to take care? We can give a simple annual maintenance contract to different organizations and all. So that is also, they might give it to a different third party organization. So that is a community cloud. So these are the these are the deployment models we have in cloud. So now I'm open to all your questions. So any questions for me, guys, on these deployment models? So you can unmute and you can ask, or else you can uh, drop your
Yeah,
question in our chat box.
yeah, Avinash. When we say like the private cloud on premise, how the scalability will take place? So will that be scalable in a large way?
Yes, see, before this cloud computing, now n number of the organizations already have their data centers. So from last 10 years onwards, this cloud computing is like, it's in market. But before that also, lot of applications, even for example, let's take Facebook. So for Facebook, so for them, it is a private cloud only. Why? Because that organization designed their data center, they are maintaining the data center. So, for us, for a public user, it's a public cloud, but whoever work for that organization, it is a private cloud only, right? So it depends on what are all the services you are implementing. So if you are looking for high availability and scaling, so how many servers you have? So, the resource constraint happened. You need to purchase another server and you need to add that server to that existing infrastructure. So here also it happens same, but who does that? For example, in one of the data center, Amazon's all resources are utilized. Now some customer trying to launch a server and they are saying, okay, we don't have enough resource. In the immediate next step, what they will do? They will build some new servers and they are going to place. So who did that? That AWS did that. Here, your organization need to do that. As it is an on-premise one, your organization is going to take care. So they need to place an order immediately. So they need to get the new resources and they need to install that new resource in the data center, make up and running, and some data need to be delivered via that. So then the data is going to be scaled. So
Oh, okay, so that will be the same process what we have currently. I mean, the data centers with the company, right?
yes. So I'll tell you a very simple example. This is like a hotel. This is like your own house. For example, so some issue happened. So in this hotel, you are simply complain to that service provider, and they will fix it. Whether the room is vacant or not, like or any of the maintenance issue, they will. But here, as it is your own house, you need to take care about it. Okay. So for example, one hotel is there. So always like 100% occupancy. Immediately, what they will do? They will build a new hotel. They will build more rooms. Here, your own house. And will you worry about that additional room configuration or building additional hotel and all? In this scenario, no, you don't worry about that. But in this scenario, you need to invest. So obviously, you'll worry. So organization who already have the infrastructure, they are moving towards the hybrid cloud. So they don't decommission these resources. If we already have a resource, we really don't need to decommission, enable the communication, and expand your infra to cloud. So slowly migrate all the data. For example, one hardware capacity reached its lifetime. So what you need to do, you need to replace that hardware with the new life hardware. So if it is a private, again, we need to invest something. But here, no need to invest initially. So basically, we have two things. One is capex, another one is opex. So in cloud or in public cloud, no capital expenditure and less operational expenditure. Capital expenditure means you need to invest first. You need to invest to build the infra. So whenever you are using cloud, no capital expenditure. When coming to this operational expenditure, after building that resource, who is going to take care about the maintenance and all? So here, less operational expenditure in cloud. Of course, giving salary to cloud engineer also comes under this operational expenditure. You are completely depending on public cloud. That doesn't mean like no operational expenditure and all to manage that resources. So you are going to recruit couple of guys, right? So that couple of guys won't work for free, right? So for them you need to give salary. So that's why less operational expenditure. But compared to on-premise, this operational expenditure is very less. Why? Because if it is a physical resource, if it is a on-premise, so these all things need to be taken care by different teams. You need to have a networking team, you need to have a system engineers team, you need to have database administrator, network engineers, system engineers, application engineers. So different teams is going to take care about different. But when coming to cloud, one guy is going to take care everything. So that's why less operational expenditure in the cloud. So I hope I answered your question, Ravi.
Yeah, one last question, Avinash. So, yeah, when you say like a private cloud, so consider this example, Avinash. So, AWS is providing a services and it will deploy in the availability zones what it has, but selected by the end user. But the servers are dedicated to one customer. So, can I consider that as a private cloud?
Yes. So but the login page is going to be different. So you are not going to get same login page as this.
Oh, okay,
You are
okay,
going to get a different login page. So you need to log in with your corporate credentials. Here you can give a Gmail, you can give your Yahoo mail and all to log in. But in that scenario, in private cloud scenario, yes, you can get a private cloud from AWS also. But your corporate credentials are linked with that. So in that case only you can call it as a private cloud.
okay.
So the next topic is we are going to discussing about the service models of the cloud computing. So when coming to the service models of the cloud computing, so mainly we have software as a service, platform as a service, and infrastructure as a service. Okay, so along with this, we have on-premise. So I have a very simple example for this. That is pizza as a service. Okay. So when coming to this pizza as a service, so let's assume you want to have a pizza. I'm looking for a diagram. So you want to have a pizza. So you have multiple options. You can order the pizza and you can have it from home or like, um, so first one, this is a homemade pizza. So that is a legacy mechanism. Legacy mechanism means, you know, uh, traditional on-premise mechanism. It is a traditional on-premise mechanism. So in that scenario, yeah. So in that traditional scenario, you need to prepare everything. So to make a pizza, you need cheese, you need toppings, you need tomato sauce, you need fire, oven, gas, soda, and dining table. So who prepares the cheese here? You need to make that cheese. You need to prepare the tomato sauce. You need to prepare all these things. So then only you can. So you need to have a lot of resources here. And for example, you're running out of gas. Who will take care here? You need to take care. So suddenly, like, so cheese completed. Who will take care? As it is an on-premise one, you need to take care. Why? Because it is a traditional on-premise. So far, organizations, whatever the data centers they have, whatever issue they are facing, whatever issue they are facing, they have a different teams to take care and they are fixing all the issues. So that is a first example. Now, when coming back to this first software as a service, so here you are going to a restaurant, you are going to a restaurant and you are ordering a pizza. So in that case, are you worrying about anything? Are you worrying about gas? Okay, whether we have enough gas or or not, whether our oven is working or not, whether we need to worry about the fire or pizza dot. So are we going to worry about anything in this case? Definitely not. So the restaurant is going to take care about all these things. So that is a dine out. So along with that pizza, you want to have a soda also. And where you're going to have that on top of a dining table. The restaurant is going to have a dining table and they are going to have the soda. So then they will give it to you So you can consume there. So whether you are a home person or homeless person, that doesn't matter. So if you go there, if you purchase, you will get it. So in this case, you really know it to the process, how they are going to cook a pizza and what need to order along with the pizza and all. You don't need to worry about that in the first scenario. Second scenario, in platform as a service. So till that pizza we are going to get, what need to order along with that, what need to be delivered, so soda and dining table. So if pizza is delivered to you, again the restaurant only preparing. See, in this restaurant, in here also, restaurant only preparing it, but you need to have a dining table to have that, and you need to have the soda and all. So that manually you need to take care. You have an option to choose. For example, if you go to Domino's, if you are asking for Pepsi or Coke, will they give? So only one works. I'm not very familiar. So, but either they have Coke or Pepsi. They really don't give another one. Okay. So if it is a like if it is a KFC, I know it's Pepsi. You don't get like a Coke there. I'm pretty sure about that. But here, so I want to go with the Coke. Do they have that option? No. Whatever the one they are giving, you need to consume. But when coming to platform as a service, you are getting your pizza delivered. On top of that, if you want to go with the Coke, yeah, go and pick that, or Pepsi, go and pick that. Why? Because you have a choice here. Along with your pizza, you have a choice to get that. And whether you have a dining table or not, or how big the dining table, that is your choice. That is pizza delivered. So in both the cases, you are getting pizza only. In this case also, you are getting pizza. But who is taking care about all these things? Here, who is taking care about all these things? But here, you need to go and get the pizza. You need to have a dining table. So we are getting a choice here. And here, take and bake. So you are going to purchase these things from outside restaurant. In your home, you are preparing this. So in your home, you already have fire, oven, and all these things. So now what you're doing, you are going to purchase tomato sauce, toppings from outside, and by using these resources, you're preparing your pizza. So in all the four cases, the output is pizza. But how much effort you are putting to have that pizza is matter. Here, no efforts at all. Our requirement is pizza plus soda. Here, no effort at all. You are consuming whatever they are giving. And here, you are consuming whatever pizza you want, whatever the pizza they are giving, but you have a choice to select your soda. And third one, here you are getting all the resources and you must know how to cook this. If you know how to cook this, then only. But in this scenario, you need to prepare everything. You need to know how to make the cheese, what are the toppings you are going to prepare, how to do the tomato sauce, how to use that this. So a lengthy process. It's going to be take very, very long time, right? So this is a very simple example for these services. Now let's come to the technical thing. So far, that is a very simple example. When coming to the technical thing, so your organizational requirement is you want to build an application and you want to deliver that application. So if you want to build and deliver that application, how much efforts we need to put? So to deliver an application, what are the things you required? For pizza, we need to have the toppings, all those things, right? Now, when coming to technical things, to deliver an application to end customer, what are all the resources you required? You need servers. On top of server, you need operating system. You need database. You need storage. You need network. On top of operating system, you need to have like a runtime environment, middleware applications, and runtime environment. You need to have your data. So then your application is going to be ready, and you can deliver that application. So along with this, security, physical security, proper cooling system, those all things you definitely need to. So to have this network, so your organization need to maintain network admins. network configurations, storage, storage admins, database, DBS, database administrator, to take care about the server system engineers, to take care about operating system and all. And in between, we can implement virtualization also, like one server for multiple operating system and all. So you need to recruit a VMware guy or Hyper-V guy, right? So then to maintain this operating system, system admins, this middleware and runtime, application admin. So this data, solution architect need to prepare the data. And finally, you are going to get your application. This application will be consumed by end customer. You need to have a customer also who can use that end of the day. So these all things need to be managed by different teams. If it is an on-premise, so the requirement, let's take the requirement is you want to build an infrastructure, you want to build an application that is same as Gmail. So you want to become competitor to that Gmail. In that case, without any of this, can you deliver that Gmail application to any of the customer? So without this, no one can deliver. Even to deliver that Gmail application also in backend, that Google is maintaining all these things. Without delivering, without having network, are they delivering? Without having a storage, without having databases, so are they delivering? So within this database only, right? The username and password is going to store. They are going to have servers. They are going to use some virtualization, operating systems. So these are the main components. If your organization want complete control, what type of server manufacturer they want to use, and what type of network provider they want to take, if they required such type of control, so then they need to go with the on-premise. The second option is it's a software as a service. In software as a service, these all things, these all components will be managed by the service provider. So what you need to do, you just consume it. You need a website, okay, is that website feature available from this cloud service provider? If yes, pick that and deliver it. So no worries at all in software as a service. So if it is matching your requirement, go and pick it. Then second one is platform as a service. See, except these two, remaining all they are going to take care. The service provider is going to take care. But this data and application, for example, so in our case, we need our own soda, right? So here in this case, whatever they have, we are going to use it. But here I want to have my choice on the data. So in this platform as a service, we have that option. See here. So the vendor, we are the vendors actually, the service provider. The service provider is going to have data and control, not going to have control on data and application. Remaining all resources, the service provider is going to have the control. So in software as a service, everything will be managed by vendor, the service provider. But here data and application. When coming to infrastructure as a service, so here we have some virtualization, server, storage and network. These all things that AWS is going to take care. What operating system you want to select, what middleware or runtime environment you want to choose, what data you want to deliver, what application you want to deliver. These all things, we have a choice and we can configure and we can deliver it. So I'm going to show you hands-on on all these three services. So, but it's already 8:20. So I'll demonstrate these three in our next session. See, one thing guys, at enterprise level, we are going to use different account for this. For example, in my current project, we have a dedicated account to run the PaaS services. To run this PaaS services, we have a dedicated account. So you must know what exactly these things are. So then only you can relate it to, right? So that's why we are covering these things. However, I'll show you those things. right? So hands-on, as I mentioned, I'll show you, I'll demonstrate. So at moment, the time is not sufficient. I need to launch a server here, a service called light sail. I need to launch another server here, that is a beanstalk. So then after I need to launch another server here, that is an EC2. So launching all the three servers to deliver an application. So it definitely required minimum 25 to 30 minutes. So we'll discuss that in our tomorrow session. So then traditional on-premise. So of course, so far your organization have all the data centers and all right. So a small server rooms and all right. Those actually comes under traditional on-premise. So then we will jump into Amazon Web Services tomorrow. Okay, I'll show hands-on on these things. So then I'll discuss what exactly AWS handle. And I'm going to share you some free courses also in our tomorrow session, right? So any questions on the service models, guys?
Avinash, yeah. So if you can provide some examples of that would be very great,
Yeah,
Avinash.
I'm going to
Example.
show you hands-on, but now time is not
Yeah.
sufficient. I'll
Fine.
demonstrate it. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
fine.
definitely demonstrate.
Because when you say like software as a service, you can, if you had given some examples, we can relate at least the names for now.
Yes, I definitely agree with you. So I'll definitely show you hands-on tomorrow.
Okay, sure. I'm
Then we
fine.
will jump into next topic. So you might have some regular questions. So whoever attended previous session and whoever already know what exactly these questions are. So if you want, you can be here or you can leave from the session. So whoever has such type of general questions, we will discuss now. So whoever joined for whom this is the first session, you might have some regular questions. Okay, what we are going to cover, how much we are going to cover, and all that I'm going to discuss now, guys. So the first question is, so do we need to have any programming experience to learn AWS? So no programming experience is required to start with Amazon Web Services. A novice who really don't know anything also can start learning, and a fresher also can learn this. So no experience required here. Okay, so do we need to learn Linux? So basic Linux is always required. So that I'm going to teach you as part of this course. Along with that, I'm going to share a free Linux course also. Whoever joins with this course, I'm going to share a free Linux course and free Git course and free Jenkins course. So this Jenkins, no, it's a DevOps tool. It's a primary tool in DevOps. So, but it is not provided by AWS. So it's a regular one. So, so in AWS also we have our own DevOps tools that I'm going to cover here. So that AWS own DevOps tools I'm going to cover. But if you are looking for regular DevOps tools, this course will help you. Okay. And I'm in any of the support job, like, you are already into like a system admin, system engineer, DBA, network admin, storage admin, or security admin, system, any of the support job. So will this AWS suits me? And it's 100% yes. It will take your career to next stage. And if you observe these things, see, different teams are managing, but when coming to AWS, we are going to manage everything single-handedly, everything from a single console. So one guy is going to perform all these things. So it definitely, take it's an automation thing. So you are into that like multi job scenarios now. One guy is going to do multiple jobs. And what position you can apply? AWS engineer, sysaps administrator, DB engineer, network engineer, and solution architect. These are the job roles you can apply once you're done with the course. And if you're an existing developer, Either you have experience with .NET, Java, Python, Node.js, Go language, Ruby, or TypeScript. So what this AWS course will do to me? So you can promote yourself as a AWS developer. I'm going to show you how to prepare your IDEs and how to integrate your IDE with AWS environment, and how to use this CDK cloud development kit, and how to develop an application and how to deploy that application. So these are things I'm going to explain. Now, how you are going to implement it by using this service, it's your responsibility. I'm going to teach you all the AWS services, and I'm going to teach you how to tweak that AWS service, how to create that AWS service from your IDE, Visual Studio Code, or Eclipse, NetBeans, right? That I'm going to show you. So now you can continue with the remaining part. So then you can promote yourself as a AWS developer. And my personal suggestion, learn TypeScript. If you want to be an AWS developer, learn TypeScript. Why? Because that is strongly recommended by AWS, and that I also personally recommend TypeScript. So it's going to be easy, and you can easily learn that. And with this course, what certification we can achieve and what certification we are going to cover? We are going to cover Cloud Practitioner, Solution Architect Associate, SysApps Administrator, and Developer. And based on the module we are discussing, I'm going to take you through the certification questions. So, for example, not this. So, here I have some questions. So these are some questions. So I'll take you through these questions in our coming session. So that is similar real-time questions only. So how and what need to we will discuss that based on the topic we discussed. Right. So by end of this course, I'm going to share approximately 500 to 600 questions. So that will definitely enough to clear your certification exam. And are we going to have any project or is it real time? So this course is 95% hands-on. So some services I cannot demonstrate here. Why it is not 100% hands-on, For example, if you ask me to demonstrate, so migration service. So you want to migrate one server from local to AWS. You want to migrate. So or else you have like a database migration service, DMS. You have a database in on-premise and you want to migrate, or you want to create a hybrid environment where you want to enable communication to your local environment plus AWS. So these first thing I cannot demonstrate. It's going to take a lot of and it need a lot of resources. For example, you need to have VMware license, vSphere or vCenter to demonstrate this. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I already made some videos and upload it to YouTube. I'm going to share that video so then you can go through it. So when you go to YouTube, just look for AWS Avinash Reddy. When you look for AWS Avinash Reddy, you can find this channel. So go here and here is a video. So now, as I mentioned, for example, I want to demonstrate a server migration service. That is one of my very initial video. Server migration service. 3 years back, I did that. So I'll show you to perform this. To perform this video, see here VMware environment is there. So I cannot get this VMware environment, or Naresh team can't provide this VMware environment. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share this video. If you have resource, you can go through that, or you can go through this video multiple times. So then add this to your profile. For example, if you want to migrate a server from GCP to AWS, how to migrate a server from Google Cloud Computing Platform to AWS, how to do that? See, here is a video on that. So I'm not going to teach you what is GCP, how to do that and all, but I'm going to give a confident where you can take up this task and all. Right. So By using these videos, I'm going to. So such type of storage gateway. This is also one of the deployment mechanism. So where you need to have one of the environment, VMware or Hyper-V. See here I have VMware environment, so I'm using it. So for such type of services, I will take you through the videos here. Now with this course, how many years of experience we can add to the profile and all? We can add 3.5 to 4 years of experience if you are able to complete all the tasks which I given. So every single session, end of the session, we are going to have high level tasks. For example, this is one of the tasks. So what are the services we are going to discuss, like a database, EC2 instances, load balancers, public subnet, private subnet, end customer, right? So we are going to take a WordPress website and we are going to perform it. So this is also another diagram where we are going to take it as a task. So if you're able to complete all these tasks successfully without any difficulties and all, so then definitely you can add this experience to your profile. And these all sessions are recorded, and you will have the sessions for first 1 year. So within this 1 year, you can watch these videos a number of the times. So if you miss any of the session, so by end of the day, you are going to get that recorded video and you can go through that. So these are some common questions I face. Okay. So I got some questions. How can I pay the amount through online, or I need to go to? You can pay through online, Pavitra. So Naresh team is going to share that uh, payment thing and all over the email. You can go through that. So coding is not required until unless you want to go to this particular job. Until unless you want to go to this particular job role, so coding is not really required. What is the difference between Udemy and AWS? So basically it's a live interaction course, that is a recorded one. And I'm here to help you if you're facing any difficulty. And we have a common platform. If you're facing, I'm going to create a channel once I got confirmation from Naresh team. So if you're facing any difficulty, for example, he's facing an issue, site can't be reached and all, I immediately told verify security group. So I did that and it got fixed. So in similar manner, whatever the issues you're facing, so I'm going to take up that issue and I'm going to clear that. I don't think that's a big question. So any other questions, guys?
Avinash, apart from these migration services and which cannot be demoed, you will be providing information about the remaining services, right? Like Lambda, cloud formation, what is
Yes.
Terraform. Because I am from the ETL background, so we will be having deployment, right? From dev region to QA. So those things, how we will be handling in, so those kind of
Yes. For
scenarios.
example, this is a couple of examples for that Lambda. So these are I'm going to provide, and I'll give you confidence how to deploy your Lambda function, how to run your Lambda function, and all, and how to generate cloud formation scripts. That I'm going to teach you. But in Lambda, it supports 6 programming languages. So I'm going to, give sample codes that is developed in Python, and I'll show you whether what programming language it is, the deployment process and delivering is same. So which one you are choosing, that depends on your organizational requirement. So that I'll show you.
And demo on the EMR cluster, I had not seen that in the course
No,
content.
EMR
So,
is not part of the course, but I'll tell you what are the features you have in EMR. Those all features actually comes from EC2 only. For example, see, while launching EC2, we need to choose some options. What is the security group? What port need to be opened? What is elastic IP address? Those all things we will cover here itself. So EMR is not a big thing for you now. So it's a, see, whenever you are creating a cluster, just observe. So here it is asking what instant type you required. So this is what version, whether you want to go with the Zookeeper, Maven, or Spark, Gangila. Those all things it is going to ask there. See now, what is instant type? So instant type, see those all things we are going to discuss here itself. So these many instant types we have. So once we complete this, you know what is instance. So this feature is not a big thing. So we are going to have a clustering mechanism. EC2 key pair. While launching this in final step, we are going to have a key pair, and here we are going to discuss it. This key pair and this key pair is same. See AWS 900 AM. From where we are from where from where that is getting? See here, from here only it is getting. So basically EMR is a service where EMR is going to use EC2 along with some pre-configured setting that map reduce. So we are going to get an EC2 instance only end of the day. We are going to get an EC2 instance, but that EC2 instance is going to have some inbuilt applications. So this is sufficient. So you can definitely launch the resources. And S3, we have a dedicated module for that. So I'm going to show you what is S3, what is the service models, what are the buckets where we can map and all. That I can definitely show you. The core all services we are going to discuss. And if you want any specific service, high level overview or take up and all, definitely I'll do that also. No issues with that.
Yeah, AWS management services also you will be covered for the patching purpose.
AWS
Management service.
we don't have management service actually. We have a systems manager.
Yeah.
So yes, it's part of the course. It's even part of our course curriculum. So yes, we are going to cover that. The patching, we are going to, and we can run commands without login to instance. We can perform, we can take maintenance windows. So those things we will discuss.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for today's session, guys. So tomorrow I'll show you hands-on on the uh, service models of the cloud computing. Then we will go through introduction to AWS environment. So see you again tomorrow with this. The same link works tomorrow also. So see you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Anash.